In the previous video, we configured Applitools and our Playwright project together, executing visual tests. And if you missed this video and you're watching this on YouTube, you can check the links in the description down below to the part 1 of this series. And also you can click like and subscribe buttons along the way. And in this video, I will show you some of the intelligent features of Applitools, such as different match levels and how to run cross-browser testing using ultra-fast grid, which is really cool. So let's get into it. So here's our previous execution, and let's open form layouts page. And previously, we already used this ignore region match type to ignore the top of the page for this loading bar, just to ignore this. But there are also other available settings such as layout region, ignore colors region, dynamic region, and floating region that you can use adjusting the sensitivity or match level for your visual test. And let me show you how those different regions and match layers work. So let's start with layout region. So the layout region is a type of validation when we only care about the layout of the page, and we don't care about the actual text or values inside of this page. So for example, I click layout region, and let's say that I want to select the entire region for this basic form, and I select this one. Then we have a small pop-up. Then if we want, we can select different type of the region settings, and after that we need to click on save button. That's it. Now, if we make any modifications within this section of the page, modifications related to the text, the visual validation will not fail. But if we make any changes related to the layout of this section, then there will be a mismatch with the baseline screenshot. So let me show you how it works. So going back to test, and let's say that we will change for the basic form using the grid. Where's the basic form? Here's the basic form. And let's say instead of check me out, I will change this text to this is a checkbox, something like this. And checking our application that the text on this basic form was changed. Now let's run this test and see what's gonna happen. So running this test. All right, test is completed. Going back to the dashboard, I hit refresh, and we can see that test passed successfully. It's still a match. So if I open the screenshot, you can clearly see, let me make it bigger, that this is a checkbox text was changed. But on the previous screenshot, we have check me out, but the test didn't fail because we used layout match level for the region of the basic form. But if I will change anything from the layout perspective within this section, then the test gonna fail. So for example, let's say remove the submit button from this page and run this test one more time. All right, going back, refresh. And now we have unresolved status. Why? Because the mismatch of the screenshot. I use the T hotkey. We can see the difference between the baseline screenshot and the checkpoint. I can click this button, hide effects caused by element displacement, because the layout shifted a little bit up. And now we can see the difference that this submit button was removed, and Applitools highlighted this change. Or let's say instead of removing this button, we will move this button somewhere on the side. So I'll uncomment my code, and let's say we will move it. Let me find the suitable class value. I'll take this one, and I'll apply this class value for this button. Like this. So now it should move to the right. So let me double check. All right, we see submit button is moved slightly to the right on the page. Let's run this test one more time. All right, test passed, and looking on the dashboard, and we have unresolved one more time because of exactly the same reason. Layout of the page was changed. We can see that position of the button was changed compared to the baseline screenshot. That's why we have a mismatch. All right, let's accept this change. click continue, and I save the changes, and let's assume that it's going to be our next baseline screenshot. And let's move on. The second example of the match level is a little bit more sophisticated. It's called floating region. So let me show you how does that work. So I will choose, instead of the entire section on the page, I will draw the region on the page. And let's say I will choose this section on the page. Now, within the section that I draw, I have another smaller section. And let's say I will put this square inside around submit button, something like this. Not submit, sign in button, something like this. So by applying floating region, we're telling Applitools that, hey, we have a region on the web page where it is expected for us for this sign in button to move around. So if this sign in button will be here or here, somewhere within this box, it is expected. But if the sign in button will be changed by itself, for example, text of this button will be changed, or shape of this button will be changed, or color of this button will be changed, then it is a concern and it is a visual mismatch. So this is what we are saying with these settings. And let's save this settings right now. And if we run this test, this should pass. But what I want to do before I run the test, we need to change the position of this button. So, okay, here is our sign in button. So now let's move it a little bit to the right and refresh the page. We see sign in button was moved a little bit to the right. So now if we run this test still should pass because button remained the same, but it was moved to the right within the region that we expected. So let me run this test. All right, test completed. Let's refresh. And we can see the test passed successfully. So even sign in button was moved to the right, the test still passed. But if we change this button to something different, for example, instead of sign in button, we change it to sign up button and run this test again. All right, going back, refresh. And now we have unresolved. Why? Checking this out. And it's unresolved because our button is changed the text. And Applitools showing us about it. So it changed the position and it changed the text as well. So this is a mismatch. All right, let's accept this as our new baseline screenshot. And this is the main idea how the floating match works. All right, and let me show you the third option, which is ignore color region. So for example, we have this submit button, and let's apply this color region for this button, ignore the colors. Okay, we saved it. Okay, going back, and now let's change the color for this button. So this is inline form, submit. So instead of stylus primary, we call it danger. Danger. Like that, and it should change the color of this button. Yeah, see, it's changed. And now if we run the test one more time, this test should pass because we only changed the color of the button and we applied the color match level over there and told Applitools to ignore if the color mismatch. So here we go, refresh, and test passed successfully. So you can see the color of the button was changed, but the test still passed. And now let me remove this color match from this scope. I will save it. Okay, and run this test one more time. This time it should fail because the color of the button was changed, and this is obviously a visual mismatch. All right, it's done. Let's check the dashboard. And now we see unresolved. Looking here, and obviously the reason is because of the color change. And I want to show you one more cool feature of Applitools dashboard, how you can deeper investigate and find out the root cause of why something happened, why the position of the elements was changed on the page. And this can be useful providing the information to developers so they can, for example, fix the layout of the application. So here you can click on this button called root cause analysis. Click on that. And then you need to select the element that we are interested in, specifically this button. And here we go. Here on the left panel, Applitools immediately showing us what exactly went wrong. Look, previously it was status primary, right now it became danger. So right away, Applitools told us what exactly was changed in the source code, why the layout of this button was changed, and specifically why this color was changed. And also this shows the approach how Applitools actually make a visual comparison. So unlike the Playwright visual testing, where we compare technically two PNG screenshots and pixels by pixels, what Applitools does, it recreates the application on their cloud environment using your HTML and CSS, and then comparing the screenshots that way. And this particular feature also allows Applitools to make a cross-browser testing, simply recreating your code on different browsers and in different viewport, which is actually, sounds like a magic. So let me show you how that works specifically. So I click continue, save this as our new baseline screenshot, and we're going back to documentation. So how to perform visual testing. So go into advanced usage, and here cross browser tests right here. So this is the section. So in order to perform a cross browser testing in different viewports using Applitools, all you need to do is to add this setting inside of the configuration file of the Playwright. So going back to Playwright configuration, and okay, let me delete this, we don't use it anyway, and I paste over here. So look, we have Chrome browser with resolution 80 by 600, we have Firefox browser, and we have Safari browser. So now when we make a next execution, the application will be executed on our environment just once, but Applitools will recreate our application in 3 different browsers, making a visual comparison. So, and let me show you how it's gonna look like. So I run the test, and let's wait the completion of the execution. All right, this one is done. Going back to the dashboard, refresh, and look at here. So now we have 3 runs because we executed in 3 browsers. It was Firefox, it was Safari, and it was Chrome. These are 3 different resolutions, and now you can open each of those and see how our application looked like on each different platform and each different browser, just like that. And it actually saves a lot of time. So think about it. You need to run the test just once, but it will be immediately recreated in different browsers and different views, and will be visually compared how your application looks like. So this is pretty cool. All right, guys, that's it. That's how Applitools works. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and see you in the next video.